There are many people out there who are absolutely obsessed with bodybuilding. They live, breathe, and eat bodybuilding. They spend countless hours in the gym lifting weights and working out. And for what? To look like a walking, talking human muscle? There's nothing wrong with being into bodybuilding, but when it consumes your life and you look like a cartoon character, it's time to take a step back and reevaluate your priorities. Here are 10 bodybuilders who took it too far. 10. Anthony D'Arezzo. Anthony D'Arezzo was a bodybuilder who was known for taking his training to extreme levels. He was a graduate of Boston University and worked for decades as a successful personal trainer. D'Arezzo was known for his intense training sessions, which often lasted for hours on end. He was also known for his unorthodox methods, which included using heavy weights and performing multiple sets of reps. He once had a torn triceps and also had his hips replaced. While D'Arezzo's methods have been extreme, they often resulted in him achieving his desired results. He was a successful bodybuilder who won multiple competitions, and he also helped to popularize the use of heavy weights and multiple sets of reps among other bodybuilders. However, his methods also took a toll on his body, and he eventually died after suffering from cardiomyopathy, a heart attack at the age of 44. The defect was said to have resulted from his excessive usage of steroids. 9. Dallas McCarver. Dallas McCarver was a professional bodybuilder who tragically died at the age of 26. McCarver was known for his massive size and incredible strength, but his career was cut short by his untimely death. While the cause of McCarver's death is still unknown, many speculate that he simply took his training and dieting too far. McCarver was known to consume large quantities of food and supplements, and he reportedly worked out for hours on end. An autopsy done after his death revealed that he had an enlarged liver and kidneys, heavy lungs, papillary thyroid carcinoma, and nephrosclerosis, a hardened kidney. While McCarver's death is a tragedy, it serves as a cautionary tale for other bodybuilders who may push themselves too hard in the quest for size and strength. McCarver's death is a reminder that even the most dedicated athletes can overdo it, and that sometimes moderation is key. 8. Andreas Munzer. Andreas Munzer was a world-renowned bodybuilder from Austria who took his training to extremes. He was known for his incredibly shredded physique and was often referred to as the most ripped man in the world. Unfortunately, his extreme diet and training regimen took a toll on his health, and he died at the age of 32 from multiple organ failure. Munzer was known for eating very little and often going days without food. He would also train for hours on end, sometimes up to 10 hours a day. This extreme lifestyle took a toll on his health and ultimately led to his untimely death. Prior to his death, he had internal bleeding in his stomach. While Munzer's story is tragic, it serves as a cautionary tale for those who are looking to get into bodybuilding. It is important to remember that while extreme diets and training regimens may lead to quick results, they are not sustainable and can ultimately be very dangerous. 7. Gregg Valentino. Gregg Valentino is one of the most controversial bodybuilders of all time. He is popularly known as the man whose biceps exploded. He's been accused of taking steroids, and his incredibly muscular physique has been the subject of much speculation. Valentino has always been open about his steroid use, and he's even admitted to taking illegal steroids. However, he claims that he only takes steroids for medical reasons. Valentino's use of steroids has caused him to experience some serious health problems. He's had to have surgery to repair a ruptured bicep and also suffered from heart problems. Despite the health risks, Valentino continues to take steroids. He says that he wants to be the biggest and the best, and is willing to do whatever it takes to achieve his goals. His extreme steroid use has made him a polarizing figure in the bodybuilding world. Gregg was once arrested for selling steroids, but he was fortunate to avoid a 6-year sentence. Some people admire him for his dedication to the sport, while others think he's taking things too far. No matter what people think of him, there's no denying that Valentino is one of the most extreme bodybuilders of all time. 6. Flex Wheeler. There is no question that Flex Wheeler is one of the all-time greats when it comes to bodybuilding. His massive shredded physique is the stuff of legends, and he's won numerous titles and competitions over the years. However, it's also clear that Flex has taken his bodybuilding to extremes, and his health has suffered as a result. In recent years, Flex has been beset by a number of health issues, including kidney failure and amputation of his right leg below his knee. While he's still managing to train and compete at a high level, it's clear that Flex has taken his bodybuilding too far, and his health is paying the price. 5. Cedric McMillan. Cedric McMillan is one of those bodybuilders who took it too far. He was once a successful professional bodybuilder, but he eventually became addicted to steroids and other performance-enhancing drugs. McMillan suffered from a long-term COVID-19 symptoms, and this led him to develop heart problems and other health issues. He was said to have died recently on April 12, 2022 from a heart attack while working out on a treadmill. While McMillan may have had a successful career at one point, his reliance on drugs ultimately led to his downfall. He is a cautionary tale for other bodybuilders who may be tempted to use performance-enhancing drugs. These drugs can have serious consequences, and they can ruin a person's life. 4. Dorian Yate. Dorian Yate is a retired English professional bodybuilder who has won Mr. Olympia 6 times. He is known for his extremely massive and ripped physique. He is nicknamed the Shadow, which was a means of symbolizing his low-profile existence. Yates experienced a torn biceps and tricep, which was really so bad, and more acute injuries forced him into retirement. Although he has always said his injuries was a blessing in disguise, but the truth remains that he went too far in his bodybuilding. All of these led to him sustaining a lot of damage to his body cells. Yates has said he would not have achieved the level of success he has if he had not pushed his body to the brink. This has only led to him having some serious health problems. However, his past success in bodybuilding makes him an inspiration to many aspiring bodybuilders. 3. Steve Michalik. Steve Michalik was one of the most successful bodybuilders of his generation. He won Mr. America, Mr. Universe and Mr. Olympia titles and was considered one of the best in the world. Just like Gregg Valentino and Cedric McMillan, Michalik was into the use of performance-enhancing drugs. His career was cut short by a series of injuries, and he eventually became addicted to steroids. Michalik's body began to deteriorate, and he developed health problems. His health continued to decline, and he died in 2012 at the age of 63. He was reported to have taken his own life. Michalik's story is a cautionary tale of what can happen when bodybuilders take their quest for perfection too far. Steroids can cause serious health problems and even lead to death. Bodybuilders need to be careful not to overdo it, or they could end up like Steve Michalik. 2. George Peterson. George Peterson was a bodybuilder who took his obsession with the muscle building to the extreme. He would spend hours in the gym lifting weights and working out, and then spend even more time working on his diet and eating the right foods to fuel his body. He was so dedicated to his craft that he even gave up smoking and drinking, which were two of his favorite pastimes, in order to stay in shape. Peterson's dedication to bodybuilding paid off, and he soon became one of the most successful bodybuilders in the world. He won multiple championships and numerous world records. However, his obsession with his own body eventually led to his downfall. He became increasingly paranoid and obsessed with his appearance, and he would often spend hours in front of the mirror admiring his muscles. This led to him neglecting his personal relationships and his health. He became increasingly isolated and withdrawn, and his health began to suffer. He eventually died of cardiac dysrhythmia a heart attack at the age of just 37. It was reported that anabolic steroid use contributed to Peterson's death. George Peterson is a tragic example of someone who took their obsession with bodybuilding too far. 1. Big Ramy. Big Ramy is a bodybuilder who many believe has taken his physique to extreme levels. His massive size and muscle mass is something that is rarely seen in the natural world, and many feel that he has gone too far in his quest to build the perfect body. While there is no denying that Big Ramy is a remarkable physical specimen, there is also no denying that his size is somewhat alarming. His arms are so large that they rival the circumference of most men's thighs, and his chest is so massive that it looks like it could burst at any moment. His legs are so thick that they may look more like tree trunks than human limbs. Critics of Big Ramy say that his size is unnatural and unhealthy, and that he is setting a dangerous precedence for other bodybuilders who may try to emulate his physique. They worry that the extreme muscle mass that Big Ramy has achieved is not something that the human body is meant to handle, and that eventually his body will pay the price for his obsession with size. Whether you love him or hate him, there is no denying that Big Ramy is a fascinating figure in the world of bodybuilding. His size is truly mind-boggling, and it will be interesting to see how his body holds up in the years to come. Don't forget to hit the like button and drop your comments in the comments section below. Also, kindly subscribe to our channel and put on your notifications to enjoy more updates. Thanks for watching. See you next time.